Hello again, everyone. Edwin Lerner back once again in this YouTube astrological segment. I'm going to be talking about Venus conjunct the South Node in a natal chart. Now, some of you may remember when I first started my YouTube astrology channel, I did a series on the aspects in the natal chart. They were a little bit concise. Some people may have referred to them as snappy, so what I decided to do was make another series on them in which the videos would be a little bit longer and more descriptive. So anyway, first thing up is if you have Venus conjunct the South Node in natal chart, what you love and enjoy, which is Venus, maybe something you're also very comfortable with, and which is the South Node. And the thing about this is, let's say, if the South Node is in Capricorn as an example, things you're very comfortable with, maybe just simply career, business related matters, and maybe having structure, discipline, consistency, or it may be tied in, with a Capricorn, related field. Could be doing something with accounting, dentistry, information technology, political, government work, masonry. Could even be general mundane work. And another thing about Venus conjunct the South Node in a natal chart, it may also manifest in really needing to leave behind at some point. The South Node is what we're leaving behind. It could be relationships, which is Venus, and it could affect you to your detriment, and that could be the South Node. The thing is, let's say Venus is in Scorpio as an example. Could be, relationships, though the people may be very, could be with Scorpio, Sun, Moon, or Ascendant people, or ones that embody those characteristics. It could be those that are very passionate, relentless, resourceful, but they could be very manipulative, jealous, vengeful and vindictive as well, and very intensely emotional. And the thing about, they may be very obsessive, and that could be why, in that example where they may need to be left behind. And the thing too is you may strongly value, which is Venus, what you're naturally proficient in, which is the South Node. Now, the things, let's say if the South Node is in Aquarius as an example, those things you're naturally proficient in. It could be just simply being able to gain freedom, independence, being able to work collectively with others, group-related matters, being unobtrusive, or doing something. It could just be something Aquarius-related, and doing, whether it could be astrology, astronomy, computers, electronics, innovation, aviation, meteorology, as some examples. And also, too, your self-worth, which is Venus, may be strongly connected and tied in with your natural built-in abilities, which is the South Node. Now, if you have, the South Node, say in Aries as an example, those natural built-in abilities may be tied in, to having leadership prowess and ability. It may be, ability to fight. Whether it could be verbally or physically. There may be an affinity or some ability for combat, or even volatile sports, which would include hockey and football, as some examples. And also too, art and artistic endeavors, which is Venus, may be emphasized, in that first half of life, which is the South Node energy, is what is often accentuated and emphasized in that first half of life. And let's say Venus is in Pisces as an example. Those artistic endeavors may be tied in with fictional fantasy art. It could be abstract art. It may be doing Venus is in Gemini as another example. It could be animated cartoon art. Venus in Aquarius could be very innovative, ingenious, unorthodox art. It could be, art that is very, futuristic, as some examples. And also, too, if you have any issues, that are connected with the neck, well, Venus is connected with the neck, the throat, the thyroid, the kidneys, and the lower back. And remember, the South Node is about less, what we're going away from. So there may be some point in time where it may be some, removal, well, of something to some degree, whether due to an injury or whatever it might, trauma, injury, whatever it might be, in connection, with one of the body parts that I've listed that is associated, with Venus. So Venus is in Taurus as an example. There could be some, very stubborn, persistent issues with body parts connected with Venus that I was just talking about. Aries could be very, kind of quick, abrupt, sharp, kind of pain. Aquarius could be more sporadic, erratic, and intermittent, type of issues, and or even something nerve related. Now, another thing too is that another way that Venus conjunct the South Node may manifest in a natal chart is that people prominent in your past, which is the South Node, may be pivotal in your talents and abilities, which is Venus, and whether it could be the development of those talents and abilities or doing activities that are associated with them. Let's say, if Venus, say is in, the zodiac sign Cancer as an example, talents and abilities, may be tied in, with real estate or home renovation, remodeling, could be baking, cooking, doing some kind of culinary work. It may be, like some kind of decoration, in the home. Maybe there is an ability for, like plumbing or, or like running like, like a laundry, business as some examples. And the thing too is money, which is, and also too, they may be the people prominent in the past may be also, play an integral role in legal issues, legal matters, because that is associated with Venus and could be for better or for worse. Another thing too is that money, which is Venus, may not be emphasized really in that second half of life because that's the North Node energy. It could be more accentuated in that first half of one's, existence. And, if Venus is in Leo as an example, money may be made in some with creativity or cardiology. It could be work that involves children, the military, sports, even product demonstration, because that involves boasting up, products, and, basically accentuating like the real positive in them. So, and the thing about this is that the over, developed redundant tendencies, which is the South Node, could be something that you're basically married to. I mean, Venus is about marriage, but maybe you're figuratively, married to them. The South Node in Virgo, could be, basically, very, analytical tendencies or analyzing to the point, where things don't need analysis. It's like seeing the Dwad within the Dwad. Of the South Node is an Aquarius is another example. That could just be being, that rebel, that nonconformist, just for the sake of being unique and different and for no, other reason, as some examples. And also too, if you believe in past lives, it could be where, this conjunction, this aspect could be about coming into this life, having that understanding, of cooperation, fairness, balance, negotiation, and peace, which is Venus. And it doesn't mean that those qualities can't be used in the, in the second part of one's life, but they just may not be as like accentuated and emphasized. And often, the way it works out is the South Node energy can be, incorporated to some degree with the North Node energy. When you're focusing on the North Node more in that second, part of your life. So really, that's anyway, people. That'll conclude this YouTube astrological segment. Until next time, Edwin Leonard saying, stay well.